All right, guys, so it looks like we finally have an official word on Aion 2. NCSoft has announced that Aion 2 is officially releasing in 2026, as if we didn't already know, and the game is obviously available on Steam. It will be available on Steam, and it will also be available on Purple, which is their own client, or their own launcher, rather. Also, they've announced the regions here: North America, South America, Europe, and Japan. And they're also promoting their newsletter and their Aion 2 global Discord. Yeah, really not much substance here. However, one thing that I can add to this, if you look at their Discord, they announced the same thing. As you can see, the message is actually edited. Fortunately for us, my friend, my mod, Tough, shoutouts to Tough, he actually took a screenshot of it before they edited the post. And as you can see, there's some extra information here, not like a release date or launch date or anything like that, but there are some other dates here. Draw Your Own Shugo, April 22nd through May 22nd, Choose Your Own Path, whatever that is, June 1st through June 26th, and a lore debate going from July 6th through July 20th. Now, I would imagine they took this down because these dates are subject to change. Maybe last minute they decided, oh, wait, we don't want to, we might have to change those dates. But I don't know. When I look at this kind of makes me think that the game is going to probably launch after July 20th. So likely August, September. That was kind of the timeline that we've all been thinking anyway. Take this with a grain of salt, you know, whatever. This could be a nothing burger, but I did feel like that would be useful, or at least something additional that I could add to the video. A lot of you guys are interested in this game that are following me. A lot of you guys also missed the KR/Taiwan launch. The game is actually available in English already. I am planning on diving back into it. I haven't played the game probably in the last like 2-ish months. Played the shit out of it when it came out. So I do want to get reacclimated to some of the new updates and stuff with the game. But obviously the game's foundation is still the same. If you're curious as to what kind of game Aion 2 is, a game that I think is comparable to Aion 2 is Lost Ark. It reminds me a lot like Lost Ark. Obviously not like the combat and stuff like that, but just the general game design and gameplay loop. Dungeons, raids, alts, funnel gold to your main, or juice out your characters so they can do higher level stuff and make more gold per dungeon run. And, you know, you're just pushing your character. The upgrading system is a lot simpler than Lost Ark, I would say, way easier to understand, but the general gameplay loop is actually quite similar to Lost Ark, I would say. The difference being, if you're interested in PvP, there is instanced PvP in Aion 2, as well as like an open world abyss in Aion 2. There's some other stuff too. I'm not going to go super into detail, but just wanted to throw that in there in case some of you guys are watching this and you're thinking, I don't know if I should try it. Maybe I should. The game is free to play, and I'm expecting it to be free to play in the West as well. Obviously, the big stigma that surrounds this game is the monetization. They've had battle passes, they had a couple of optional subs, and the ability to purchase Kina. And in Korea, the optional subs are very expensive. They were close to $50 local currency, obviously cheaper in USD if you convert it. I think it was like $35 USD for both optional subs, not including the battle pass. The battle pass was a nothing burger, but because you could just purchase it with in-game gold, it wasn't that expensive. But the optional subs, there was a lot of drama around it, right? It was way more accepted in Korea, but and to give you some perspective, just so you know, it was almost, I think it was just short of 50,000 won. 50,000 won to a Korean is the equivalent to $50 to an American. In fact, it's actually technically worse PPP wise. But if you do the direct conversion, it's like $35 USD. We don't know what the monetization is going to be. Hopefully it's a lot better. I was a big advocate going against their monetization, saying it's way too expensive, especially because you can pay to win in this game, by the way. You absolutely can. You can purchase Kina, and whatever anyone tells you, it is absolutely an advantage. Like, it's expensive as hell to do it, but you can absolutely purchase Kina and progress your character much faster. Again, we don't know if that's going to be in global. I would imagine it to be in global. My guess is we're probably going to get cheaper optional subs, but the ability to purchase Kina is probably going to still be in there. That's just what I think is going to happen. I could be completely wrong. Hopefully the monetization is better. It would be an absolute home run, and this game would be set up for way more success, much higher population, way more longevity if they significantly reduce the price of the optional subs and or remove them, something reasonable like $15 a month or something like that, and they remove the ability to purchase Kanon, which is gold. Obviously, they're not going to do that. Obviously, right? But I hope I'm wrong. I'm not going to talk too much about all the details with Aion 2. I'm going to save that for an actual full review. A lot of you guys have been waiting for a full review. I just haven't been able to get around to that. I do apologize. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably dive back into Aion 2 soon and get reacclimated with all the updates that I missed. Once again, I haven't played in the last couple of months. So once I do that, I will make an updated review and fill you guys in and go through all the little details as to what you guys can expect with the game. So yeah, wanted to keep this video relatively short and just share the news and share some of my thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming MMO content pretty much daily. See you guys in the next video.